All right, so once again, welcome to day 2 of the 3-day Smart Income Challenge. I'm glad you made it here live, and I'm also very excited. I want to congratulate everyone that is part of this Smart Income Challenge, and I also want to commend you and congratulate you on the tax. I saw a lot of people do that. That's very wonderful. I mean, big hands for everybody. And you see, you should have seen how relieving it is for the mind to be able to pour out whatever it is that is limiting belief, fears, and other things, and also replace it with an empowering belief. An empowering belief, that is the belief that is going to help you to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. And that's very important because the mind is like the foundation on which you build anything. So if the mind is saying no, like I showed yesterday, if the subconscious mind is saying no, it's saying the opposite thing, no matter what you do, it will seem like you don't know how to do it. But when the mind is settled and you agree that you're good enough, you are smart enough, you have achieved this already, then any little thing you do becomes a major breakthrough for you. And that is very, very important. So how many of us can relate with that? How many of us, after doing that experience of limiting belief and putting out the empowering belief, how many of us feel some kind of relief and feel better? If you feel better, let me have a yes in the chat section. Let me have a yes in the chat section. All right, yes, that's good because sometimes we bottle this in our mind and inside it's actually ruling us without even us being conscious of it. I mean, sometimes how would we have known that we have so much of those things bottled up in ourselves? Every one of us, including myself. But it's a good thing letting it out. It's a very great step in the right direction to achieve anything we want to achieve. You know, it's like you have a farm. No matter what seed you want to plant, the ground must be good. If you make the ground good, then for things to grow becomes a lot easier. And for smart income system, if it's going to be dealing a lot more online and stuff, your mind plays a bigger role as well. It plays a bigger role, and that's very important. So congratulations to everybody for doing that. And if you have not done it, maybe you're just joining us live for today or you missed out, please go back and get those things done. Everything we have here is built on each other. Is built on each other. Day 2 is built on day 1. And of course, day 3 is going to be built on day 2, and so on and so forth. So it's a progress. It's a progressive thing. It's like a process, and you don't want to miss out on anything. Okay, so let me share my slide and let's get right into day 3. And we are going to get on from here. So let's go to, let me go here and get back here. Let's see if I can. All right, if along the line you have any question, you can put it in the chat box. And also you can also do that. You can also do that on the group. You can also do that on the group. Okay, so we'll go from here. So today we are going to do day 2. We are going to do a quick recap on day 1 very quickly. And after that time, we're actually going to move forward to day 2. Because like I said, it's linked. This is prepare our mind. And that is taking us to the next thing we have to look at. And today we'll be touching base on the skills we will have to acquire, well, at least one of it. I mean, one of it, because the goal of the smart income system, like we have noticed just a minute, is you want to be able to have a successful online business. Because if you're smart, want to take advantage of the internet. So, and the base of that, if you could have a successful online business, taking advantage of technology, taking advantage of what you are blessed with. What's it called? Let me not put it. Okay. No. Smartphone. then you're actually taking advantage of the smart income system. And that can be used for anything you want to use it for. So it's a skill that is so special that you can use and help your own business. It's a skill that you can actually also use to also help other people's business. That means you can render service to people, help them make more sales, and they'll be glad. They'll be very happy, more than happy to pay. So a quick recap on day one. We mentioned the movement's mission. Of course, the mission is to help individuals, young, old, but particularly young professionals, to actually make legitimate and ethical income without having to sacrifice their soul or their freedom. That is the mission. That is the mission. Yes, a whole lot of things happening around the world today, and a lot of value is actually thrown in the trash. But we want to make sure we put value, the good values of life, moral values, spiritual values, and still achieve what we want to achieve. So that is the mission statement. We talk about limiting belief and we talk about the mindset. We talk about the mindset as we get information in through our environment, through people that we live around or country, wherever we live. And then that thinking, subconscious mind picks some of those raw material and create a program in the subconscious mind, and that begins to rule our life. And if you know that, you can tap into that power, and there's nothing you cannot achieve. We'll talk about income first, we'll talk about the E, the S, employee, we'll talk about the self-employed, we'll talk about the big business owner, and we'll also talk about the investor. We talk about all that, and we talk about the active income, which is the A and S. We talk about the active income, we talk about the passive income, and we look at some few advantages. And of course, we touch base a little bit on limitations of active income, and I've seen ton of that. From us, and that is what is going to lead us into the. And in fact, let me just check and let me just read to us quickly, kind of some of the assignment we did, and let's look at the limitations of active income, because that is actually the reason why what's it called? Oh, it's tiny. So that's actually the reason why the smart income system becomes absolutely required to actually have the breakthrough you want, because that means if there's so much limitation around active income, your income is limited, a whole lot of things is happening, then we need to find an alternative. Other than that, we continue the same process and we're only hoping and wishing. So just quickly, limitations of active income talks about no work, no pay. That means if you stop working, your income stops. And we all know we can't work forever, isn't it? Exhausted time and energy, less moments for oneself. You don't have time for yourself. You don't even have time to think clearly about your life or that your future, mostly. Short while with family, you have less time with family, always thinking for a better way. Losing health to challenge because you don't have time to pay attention to your health. But not for a long time. If you plan on long-term success, that might not be it. Let me check your limitation of active income. You are limited by time. Your income is fixed. You have zero control over your income. Is that not a limitation? Then little to zero freedom. You don't have freedom. Can you see that? Let me know in the chat box, do you think these are limitations? Do you think this is what's actually holding people back from being their best? Do you think something must be done? If something must be done, if you agree something must be done, let me have a yes. But if you agree nothing must be done, you can put a no. Let me have a yes if you think it's important for us to do something. Okay, limitation, not in control, limited income, no time, scarcity, tend towards scarcity, capped salary, retiring old, sick and broke, not generational. Can you see that? Okay, I got a lot of yes here, and that's fine, because that's the truth. The first thing is to be aware and say, hey, why is it that this thing is happening? Why is it that our parents work so hard, studied abroad sometimes and do a lot of things, and at the end of the day, the end result is what it is. If we do not learn from that, we might actually repeat the same mistake again and again. Okay, let me look here again. Wait again. Okay, let me go down. You see, we've seen enough. I mean, I'm just checked like 2 or 3. But then let's go on. We have limitation. Somebody said, oh, I 100% want passive income. That's fantastic. I mean, young people should be begin to look in this direction. You know, limitation of active income, physical presence required if you are not there. And look at during COVID. Look at when there was lockdown. You see how many people lost their job, working 24 hours, being bossed around. Age is a major factor. That is from another person. These are reasons, and these are key reasons. And it's not like it's new, but people are not consciously aware of it. So they keep doing the same thing again and again, and they are hoping the result will change. That's a big joke. Okay, okay. I want passive income. Okay, it's not okay. Limitations of active income. It's not generational, and that means whatever we do is for us. We struggle our own. Our children struggle their own. It is fixed. Income is fixed. Income is limited. Physical presence is required, and also. Okay, let me tell. Okay, active income. You have to be physically present. I mean, age can affect you. Your time is limited. Your income is limited. No leverage in place. Your income is your effort multiplied by your time. Retire old, sick, and broke. You work until you die. Your income is fixed and your expenditure continues to rise. Can you see that? That's a good recipe. A good recipe for poverty. You're activating poverty. I love this. So these are all things answered, I mean, by you and I. So let me ask one more time. And if you want, you can unmute yourself and do you think it's important to do something urgent to find an alternative, a better way to active income? I mean, smart income. Is it important to find a way to get passive income or not? Let me hear from you.
It's very important.
What is it?
Very important.
Very important. Okay, so let's say for us that we are here, it's very important. Then let's think about people we know, family, friends, neighbor. Do you think it's very important for them to find a means of passive income very, very fast? If they plan to
Very, very important.
Very important. So you see, we have this responsibility onto ourselves to take that responsibility and get that done. We also have that responsibility onto others to help them if we can. I hope you agree with me. So that is it. So quickly, let's go on and go to day 2. So day 2, since we know passive income is very important, then smart income is a special means of passive income. Because you can have passive income and physically you need to be there and all those things. But the passive income we're talking about here is the smart income system, whereby you can use what you have, your phone. And I'll tell you how the phone can play a role in this. I'll tell you how a phone can play a role in this. Number one, over 6.648 billion people in the world using smartphones globally. That is over 83% of the world population uses smartphone. And let's look at how does business work. There are 3 criteria for business success. And one is people. Have you seen any business that people are not involved in? Is there any business like that? I don't think so. Every business, there are people. People. When we say people, people can't be everybody, because one of the biggest mistakes is to think, oh, everybody is my thing. No, no, no. If you focus on everybody, you are focusing on nobody. So people, there are people, the 3 P's to business success. People. Who are the people you are serving? You need to know that. Secondly, and if you know that, you'll be able to know what problem, what pain do they have. They have a pain and they are ready to do something about that pain to go away. Pain, what is their pain? Or they have a desire and they're ready to do something to make that desire to come to pass. So people, problem, which can be the problem, could be the pain they want to get out of, or the desire of something they cannot achieve yet. And then the third one is the promise, the solution. Why is it important to know the problem? If you don't know people, if you don't know me, you cannot know what my problem is. like my pain or my desire. And if you don't know what my pain or desire is, how can you solve what you don't know? I hope you understand what I mean. So these are the 3 P's to business success. Generally, offline, online. I'm talking general now. Now coming online, the smart income way. Yes, there are still people, it's still the same thing. There are still problems, still the same thing. And there's still promise which will be the solution you provide. And when you provide this solution, then that is when you earn. Business is about solving problems. Business is about solving problems for people. And the more of that you can do, the more money you actually will be able to earn. I hope we can all understand that. It is as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. I hope you get that. Let me see if I can show us a short video. Let me see if I can show us a short video. Let me see if I can do that quickly. A short video that talks about how income is made. How income is made. We're also going to look at. Okay, so let's look at just this one. I'm going to. So the key to financial abundance, like you can see, is the ability to solve problems for a lot of people.
How do you?
So please pay attention to this. It's very important. That's the key to any business success in the world. All right, pay attention to this video. You see, the first thing at the base is you must be solving problems for people. It's not about chasing money, it's just about being greedy. It's about solving problems for people. Pay attention to this short video, please.
Make money by solving a problem for people. You make, now listen closely, this is very important. If you want to make money, let's say one money, you need to solve a problem for one person. Got it?
You want to make the money, if there's something called that, one money, you have to solve problem for one person. One person, you solve problem, you make one money. If you want to make some money, you solve that same problem so that you are focused for some people, and you're going to make some money. Let's say now some people is 5, 6, 10. The more, let's say on one you are making $1 for instance, or $1 for instance, then on 10 you are making $10. Then if you want to make a lot of money without limits, then you have to solve that problem for a lot of people at the same time. And in such a way that you're not going to be a limiting factor. And to solve them for a lot of people at the same time, you know, physically that might not actually happen. And if it will happen, it will cost you a lot. There will be limitations. You don't want yourself to be the limiting factor. Pay attention to this video.
Good. You solve a problem for one person, they give you their money, you got one money. Now, how do you make some money? Well, you need to solve that same problem for some people. So now you solve the problem for some people, and some people get it. Now you have some money. Great. Here's a great question. How do you make a lot of money? Simple. Multiplication. It's simple arithmetic.
Can you see? This has been reduced to precise arithmetic. Like you say, 1 + 1 is this, like a precise formula. That is how sure you can get wealthy when you understand this.
If you want to make a lot of money, you need to solve that one problem for a lot of people. One problem that you solve, you do it for a lot of people. And that's your essence there. You focus on, people say, I want to make a lot of money. So they put all their energy and focus on money. Bad move, because money is a result. Say that with me, please. Money is a result. Wealth is a result. Do you understand? And so if it's a result of what? A result of helping people solve their problem. You want one money, you solve that problem for one person. Some money, some people. A lot of money, a lot of people. This is where we start teaching a lot about how to set up your business or your situation in order to be able to help a lot of people, especially at the same time. And in order to do that, you need to be able to remove yourself from that part of the equation, because otherwise you'll become the limiting factor, won't you? And you won't be able to help a lot of people. All All right, so we can get into that in another section, but that's what you need to understand right now. You want to earn a lot of money? Simple. Take your energy off of earning a lot of money and put your energy on helping a lot of people solve a problem. Your result will be a lot of money.
So can I see that? Can I see that on this next slide?
Turn your smartphone in.
On this next slide, this is where the smartphone stop coming. If it's 83% of people you do or using smartphone, you use the smartphone. Now, the problem is not money. Money is available. If you can know the people, know the problem and solve it, give a promise, give a solution, they'll give you the money. Nobody gives you money for nothing. You can't live on somebody will give me money for nothing. You have to be able to create value. Now, the problem is not money. The problem is skill. How many of us have WhatsApp on our phone? How many of us have Facebook on our phone? How many of us have TikTok on our phone? How many of us have Facebook on our phone? Hello?
Hi.
How many of us have WhatsApp on our phone?
I have.
Okay, I know an individual, one of my students has made over $1 million from WhatsApp, the same app you have. So what makes the difference between you, everybody having the same app and somebody making money and somebody not making? What do you think makes the difference?
Lack of skills.
Skills. If you have the skill, that WhatsApp, you turn into money. Now, how many of us have Facebook on our phone? App on our phone?
I do.
Okay, for how long have you had Facebook on your phone? Last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I think 7.
So many years ago, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, and that was the Facebook that I generated over
Yes.
500,000 within 5 days. Do you get it?
Yes.
What makes the difference between somebody else's Facebook is making no money and my Facebook, the same app, making some money? What makes the difference? Is it skill or not?
It is.
Every other thing is a constant. Phone is phone, Facebook is Facebook for everybody, but what you do with it is what matters.
It is.
I hope you get that. And that's why it's important to have this skill. And that's one thing the smart income system helps you to have, so I can actually create a system to use what you have. TikTok, there are people I know that make millions of dollars on TikTok alone. Hello?
Hi.
We all know
Hello.
TikTok. We say, oh, TikTok is people shaking their bum. Forget it. People are making, I'm not talking about those ones. People are making millions of dollars on TikTok alone monthly. So it's all about having the skill to know that TikTok is not just for shaking your backside or doing all those some crazy funny things people do. To know that you can use it to connect a lot of people. Are people on TikTok? Yes. Hello?
Hi.
Are people on Facebook? Yes.
Hi.
Are people on WhatsApp? Yes. What is the first criteria for any business success? Is it not people? What's the first P that I showed you earlier?
Yes, people.
People.
It
so
is.
if people are, whether they are people on WhatsApp, are they real human being or ghosts?
They are human beings.
Facebook, are they real human being or ghosts?
Human beings.
TikTok, is it not you and I that are there?
Yeah.
So we just need to make that shift. Stop thinking, okay, well, I must see before we do things. The world is moving fast, guys. We need to change. I mean, how many of people that we know, let's say people you know they're 100%, how many of them have you seen physically in the last 1 year? Give me an idea. 5%, 10%? Give me an idea, anybody, please. People you know, let's say they're 100% home, abroad, anywhere, different states, you're in different states, all those things. How many of them have you seen physically, consistently for a week? Give me an idea, what percentage?
Very
5%.
Okay, very few. Somebody said, what percent did you say, please?
5%.
5%. Are we communicating or not?
We are.
Does it feel like we are, even though we might not see maybe physically, does it feel like before when there was no phone, you know, we miss each other like we have not seen, we have not heard. Is it the same thing now? Are you not feeling like, okay, if I like I'm talking to you now, are you not feeling like we are together?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay, let me ask Miss Solari, why do you here? How many times have you seen this year? Physically?
Very few. Maybe like
Maybe
2
twice?
times now. Twice.
But I mean, does it feel like we have not seen you since last year? Does it feel like that again?
Not at all.
So that is it. It is real. People, if I send a message to you, will you respond or not? Will you respond or not?
Oh. She will.
Is that real or not? It's real.
I do.
It is real. So I know for a long period of time we have been used to know people on phone, they are just like, we think they are cartoon character. Am I right or wrong? Subconsciously, in our mind, we are thinking, oh, that was they are cartoon character. It's not Mr. Bay Sherifat, it's a cartoon character that is there. You know, subconsciously. So when we want to do some things, we think, no, until we see, we need to change that. Everybody cannot see again. Forget it. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Yes.
cannot see again. Why am I emphasizing this? Because we need to make that transition very, very fast. Very fast. And the transition is not outside, it's in our head. If you don't make the transition, in your mind, you keep believing on WhatsApp, that are there. So my real people, the real person is somewhere else. They are there. You can make a lot of money if you make this shift. So let's look at this short video on smartphone. People are making millions of dollars, and if you have a smartphone, there's no reason why you should not make it. You just have to tap on the skills and begin to create solutions in the direction you want to go.
Turn your smartphone into an asset. A smartphone is a liability for most people.
Did you hear that? It's a liability for most people. If you don't have the skill, it will be a liability.
Stop being like most people.
Did you hear that? Stop being like most people. That is why you are here. Stop being like most people. Be different, be extraordinary.
We live in a time where you can make millions of dollars with just a phone.
Did you hear that? We live in a time that you can make millions of dollars with just a phone. I've seen a lady make $1 million US in 14 minutes. A phone.
If you're hearing this, it means you have a phone. So, what are you waiting for?
You are hearing this, that means you have a phone. So what are you waiting for? So that is it. I hope you get that. I hope you get the information straight up. Did you get that?
Yes.
We got it.
So make that shift. I know sometimes transition might be, you know, like I'm using my right hand and my left hand. Why is it not so easy immediately to use my left hand? Because the wiring is in my brain. You understand what I mean? And if I don't change it here, I always believe my left hand is not useful, like my right hand. Bible teaches that sometimes, let's say you have boil on this hand, under your armpit, and you can't use the right hand properly. What do you do? After a period of time, you shift to using your left hand like you've been using it before, isn't it?
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, you shift. So the shifting of paradigm happens in the brain. You need to change it. That was what I showed you yesterday, part of day one. All right, so let's get back here and let's move on. So we will be looking at a very important skill today that will truly help us to be able to, one, we're going to have some assignments to be able to let you know. You want to be specific about who are the people you want to serve. Who are they? The age, what do they do? Yeah. And you can write a lot of things about them. Where do they live? Are they married? Are they single? What is their pain? What is their desire? All those things are part of the assignment for day 2. Write as much about your people as possible. Their age, what do they do, what is their income level, what is their pain, what is that thing that keeps them awake at night, what is their pain, what is their desire. Also, you also want to put there what is their, if you know their pain, know their desire, then next you want to know what is their false belief. What is that belief? You remember we talked about limiting belief. What is that belief that is holding them back from getting the solution? You want to write that out as well. And you also want to go ahead and write out what is their roadblock. So we'll talk about false belief, objection, and roadblock. Those three put it together, write it out, because that is going to help. I can put ultimately, what do they want? They want to be free from this. They want to be maybe out of debt. They want to. So when you know the people you want to serve effectively, then you also by all means begin to know specifically what is their pain and desire, so that when you talk, when you have all these things and you talk to them, go on social media where there are millions of people, they will know they are the one you're actually talking to. And then when you can do that, you can mention their pain or mention their desire. They are, yo, this person knows my problem. Then you can, your promise, which is your solution you want to give. So the assignment, we are going to do that on this, because I think we need to connect. We have a few minutes more. People, who do you want to serve? Decide you want to serve, or better still, before that, we might do something we call pick your niche. There are niches for business. Health is one, health, wellness, fitness, a lot of things is there. We'll talk about wealth, maybe making money online, making successful business online, maybe making a business generally, making businesses generally. Finance is a lot of things there. There are a lot of things, trade, a lot of things are there, that's finance. Then the third one that is part of the hot niche is relationship. Relationship has to do with relationship, might be marriage, might be this and that, might be sex, might be other things. So you firstly decide which niche are you going into. When you pick your niche, now we can further narrow it down. But for now, pick your niche. Okay, it's health. What do you mean health? Is it fitness? Is it how to eat? Is it what? Is it what? You want to get all those things down. So when you get it down, you already know what your niche is. Now you now choose, okay, on this niche, who am I serving? I'm serving the very young, or I'm serving the very old, I'm serving this, I'm serving that. So first assignment, your niche. Is it health? Is it wealth? Is it relationship? Choose one. Your niche. Now you go ahead and pick your people. Who do you want to serve? And write your, we call it customer avatar. Write down like you want to do a description. You want to have a picture of the person you want to serve. What is the age? Don't give range. Just age. What age? 41, 40, whatever. Put the age. Give a name. Give a name. What name? Give that name. Now, going further, who do you want your people to see you as? Okay, as a financial expert or as a consultant, as whatever, what do that. Go ahead and put down their pain. What is their pain point? What are those things? Write down all the pain as much as you can. What is their desire? Write it out as much as you can. Then you also go to their objection, false belief, roadblock, write it out. And lastly, what solution are you providing to them? That is part of the assignment for day 2. So this time will be out now. Let's reconnect to the same link, and then we're actually going to go into a process where you can actually begin to do something that can help you to attract them, get them in, and actually serve them as much as possible. So let's reconnect immediately now once this is out. And if you are getting this on replay, do your tasks and also get to part 2 of this, the 2 section